What's going on, listeners? This is the Dream Defenders. This is our Tally Squad, aka Trill Squad podcast, episode 2. My name is Ashanti. I wasn't in the last one, except for in the background. But I want to start off today with just some quick updates on where Dream Defenders is going and what we're doing. So,
okay. Hey, my name is Everton Foster, Family Dream Defenders chapter president. I'm here to update you on what's going on with us. So, we're getting big on FAMU's campus. We're going to start going around talking to people, showing our faces all over campus. It's going to be great. Also, coming up February 6th, Saturday at 9:30 a.m., we're going to have a canvas training and also just a general community organizing event. 9:30 to 10 o'clock, it's going to be breakfast. It's going to be real good. And then from 10 to 5, we're going to be out there canvassing, knocking on doors and asking people what's up, what's going on, what's happening. So also we have the Salads for Southside, which is an event we're going to be doing later on in the month, which everyone should come out to. We're going to be feeding the community with some fresh produce and I believe we also even have gift baskets and stuff, right?
Also volunteer hours for students who can come out and help us out.
Free t-shirts.
T-shirts.
It's crazy what people do for free t-shirts.
Yeah.
I mean,
Should be great. Should be good.
The poetry slam.
Yeah, we're also that Saturday we're having an event where we're gonna have some poets come out and give a perform.
Plug that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we gotta plug DJ Ashe, who is having a festival, and it's gonna be really dope. A bunch of EDM artists, a bunch of other like local community artists are gonna be out there playing.
I don't know the date on that.
I'm not sure on the date on that. Although I'm sure she sent it to me. It's definitely gonna be late February.
I'll put the flyer at the end of the video so you guys can see what that is. But I'm gonna move on to some local news. Brandon, can you tell us what's been going on at Leon High School?
Alright, Leon High. There was no school Tuesday because on Monday there was an arson. There also on Monday, 14-year-old kid was caught with a weapon in his backpack. The two incidents are unrelated, but yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in Leon right now. So especially last week with all the threats and stuff.
You feel like maybe they need to look at their policies, metal detectors.
I mean, what kind of gun did he smoke?
I also don't necessarily want to. I can't. I guess certain situations, I don't think there's any place for detectives at school to make you feel like you're a villain.
Yeah.
I mean, in places like Chicago where it's like a big problem. Yeah,
even then there harbors more they. I mean, you know what I mean. And plus, there are ways around it if you really want to bring a gun.
I mean,
if somebody really wants to, they're gonna get a gun, which is cool. But I mean, where's the line where they should stop trying to prevent that and respect the students' privacy?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to a certain extent, you gotta understand that the kids that you're teaching, or like the kids that you're having in these schools, are gonna be they're gonna be kids. They're gonna make dumb decisions and do stuff like that. And that doesn't necessarily mean they're all gonna go crazy and bring guns to school or shit. But it does mean that you have to respect their privacy to the point of okay, you're not. I think once the kids
I think it's more of mental health. I would say
mental health issues.
Yeah, just get people more educated and talk to them and make sure things are okay.
So this could be a problem stemming from the counselors, and they need to be talking to students more. They need to put more focus on that. So
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. I don't want them to have let's get more security guards at schools. Let's move.
Makes you feel like you're just waiting for you to do something.
Exactly. Yeah.
You gotta tone it down and make sure you actually have a conversation.
But back to the arson at the school, it burned down 3 classrooms. So that's pretty big. Yeah.
Do you know where it started from?
No, I didn't see anywhere where it said that.
So we'll get caught and maybe not, but What can you do?
They got out of school for it too.
I'm sure they were happy about that. I mean,
Someone had a test.
kids and the parents probably got to be scared.
What if it was just
Think
like
about pulling
some
it.
kids smoking weed in the classroom? They're
Couldn't
like,
go
oh
that.
shit.
That would be terrible for them.
Stay in school, kids.
Stay in school.
I wanted to talk about what's been going on in Flint, Michigan. We were supposed to have this on our last podcast, but we didn't make it to it. So, for anyone who doesn't know, just a quick rundown. Flint, Michigan needed to switch their water supply from the Detroit water and sewer system. So, what they did was hire some emergency managers. And the emergency managers decided that they were going to switch to the Flint River, which had a low pH level. So when that water started flowing through Flint, Michigan's pipes, lead started leaching out. And this has been going on for at least 2 years now, and it's just now coming to light. So, the kids are getting lead poisoning, and which the effects of are irreversible, and we kind of need something to be going on now to fix this.
This shouldn't be a thing. It's not even government oversight. It's just maliciousness on the part of the government. They're like neglecting the community of people because like 60% black, and they don't have a lot of money, so it's just getting passed over. It's messed up.
Yeah, the people who have power and can make these decisions are not, they shouldn't be doing this on their own because they're elected to enforce what the population wants to do. So any decision that can be made that can harm the public to this extent is obviously a very bad decision, and that stuff shouldn't be happening. Do you have anything to say about it?
Not really. It's just a terrible situation that should happen in the first world country. It's like we going back since we were talking about this another day. Like, you know, they sent crack to the neighborhood. Like, you know what I mean? To an extent, I know it's.
You're talking about like mixing introducing crack to black neighborhoods in the 60s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like just it's always something, like, you know what I mean? Like they got drugs and then it's like now, poisoning some, like a roundabout way of poisoning. I'm not saying it was like malicious or even like
The fact that it happened is already
but it's
bad
still
enough.
crazy. Like even if it was, I'm not saying that it was intentional, but it's still like damn.
If it wasn't intentional, you messed up.
It's
real bad.
negligence, which is intentional.
Just like what happened for King Katrina, like
Right.
negligence, and it's like almost this. It's similar, like to the fact, like they really.
Yeah.
You can't
It's
have
always
a-
like the same type of thing. Like it's
what
a
they can-
black,
it's what's, like,
predominantly
easiest to
black
do.
neighborhood.
Just let them get messed up by
Or
nature.
And it's like a
low-income
natural,
Right.
semi-natural, semi-not.
something happens.
Yeah, something like
it's
in
out
your
of our
environment.
hands. Something
Yeah,
we
they
can't
can't deal
do.
with.
Exactly.
And then
It's
just
just
ignore the
disguised.
problem.
And then it takes forever to get to help. Like we got actors and musicians coming out and donating money that
And donating bottles of water.
bottles of water. So
Yeah.
because people don't have basic drinking water.
is
They can't.
ridiculous.
They need clean water,
Exactly.
and then the water companies are still charging them for this
Right,
this
like, you know,
disgusting water they've been getting. So
It's a horrible situation, honestly. Like, it's one of those things that like, I don't think my country has my best interest in mind, and they clearly don't. They clearly don't care about black people.
And when Kanye said that, everybody was mad. Like a lot of people were mad at him. Like, oh, he said President Bush hates black. He never even said the word hate. He just said doesn't care,
Doesn't
which
care.
is even worse.
and they've been showing us that they don't care. So
Yeah.
I mean, what are we supposed to believe?
Yeah.
Moving on to Everton, you had a topic you wanted to talk about the.
Yeah, this is the Florida death penalty. It's been a part of the Florida death penalty has been dropped because of a Supreme Court decision on the death penalty. So I have my note cards for this. All right, so the United States Supreme Court decision that struck down part of Florida's capital punishment law. The state legislature and courts are grappling with proposals, and it could change sentencing in Florida. So instead of getting the death penalty, inmates might get something like life in prison. No one's been no one's getting pardoned. That's really what I want to stress here. This is still a big story because it changes the way we actually are going to be imprisoning people. We're going to have to build more prisons if we're doing this life sentence thing. Because Florida is the second most inmate populated state, right next to apparently California. So we're gonna have to. It's going to change things if we do this, but at the same time, no one's getting pardoned. There are no criminals being let on the streets. So, one of the interesting stories along with this to consider is the story of Harry Michael Lambrix. This story pertains because he's one of the inmates who's been on death row for 30 years. And this is essentially, it doesn't shake his entire world up, but it does give him some more time to live, which is interesting. He murdered 2 people, and he was an alleged military veteran. So, and then there's another guy who killed someone. He killed his boss. He was a Popeyes worker. He, one day they found his boss's body underneath the fridge. Crazy stuff. Those are kind of just 2 fluff pieces to deal with just to make you remember for death.
So you said fluff piece. That's not fluff piece.
Well, I was being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
So if I understand correctly, what the issue is that basically Florida taxpayers don't want to examine people to be on death row. Is that what?
No. It's like a Supreme Court decision. So straight up from the federal government, they're like, hey, so we're getting rid of the death penalty in these certain states. And then Florida is one on the docket. So because Florida is, again, a highly populous, a highly inmate populated state, and we have a lot of prisons in Florida. We have a lot of people in jail. So this keeping more prisoners in jail for a longer period
It's
of time.
very expensive.
Exactly. And it's also because of the corporation, the prison industrial complex. What you could see is corporations buying these prisons and then profiting off of them. And then you have basically just slavery. It just goes back to slavery. They're expanding slavery through the prison system. Which is what could happen. Here's what this could be fascinating.
So, would you say this is a good decision that's been made?
It's just a decision that's been. I mean, I don't know.
Change anything?
No, it changes a lot, but it changes a lot. I'm not sure in a way that's going to
help one.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we'll see the effects of it later, and whatever it is what it will be. It's not something I can really speculate on right now.
So basically, they're just not a lot of people are gonna get the death penalty, but they'll just stay in prison longer.
Yeah.
Which I think they're probably wise enough, oh, let's not kill them. Let's just continue making money off of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it could be like that.
so.
It does. That is what. That's like looking at it from a vantage point of if you imprison more people, keep them for longer. It just sounds like
keep
you're
the
trying
money.
to.
So then, so they don't have to keep recruiting new people put in jail. They just keep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, again, it's slightly conjecture because obviously there is a prison industrial complex, but there it might be more business centered. It might just be more
we needed this because this
acquisitions, but
prison pipeline. A lot in detail another time.
You're right. It's kind of it's a little complex.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll do a rundown on that next.
Great. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing to happen. We'll see the effects of it probably in the next couple of years.
It'll be interesting to see how that turns out for us. Brandon, what has been going on with Boko Haram? And can you give just a quick explanation of who Boko Haram is and what they do?
Alright, Boko Haram is a radical Islamic group that from Africa, and they've been terrorizing Nigeria for a while now, and one of the most recent stories that came out was on January 31st, Sunday. The group burnt the kids alive. Like they were actually burning kids alive in a mass attack, and they killed 86 people. Yeah, it is, and that's and this has been going on for a while. Like I saw reports about back in '09 about them, so you rarely hear about them.
Yeah.
But they're really doing some brutal things over there. Earlier today, they posted the Nigerian Air Force posted a video of them attacking one of their home bases, like one of the Boko Haram's home bases. Like they did a strike on it, so that was good. But yeah, they're doing really evil stuff over there. So, yeah.
It's kind of weird to think about in the year 2016. This brutal, savage stuff is still going on, and it makes me wonder. I know the United States considers itself an international police power, and it's a controversy because should we be over there helping them out, or should we not be interfering in other countries?
My thing about it is, if this was France, they'd be helped out. But since it's Nigeria, maybe they are helping them out.
I mean, there's definitely organizations that are attached to the U.S. who have to go over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like UN people and I don't know, different Doctors Without Borders have to go over there. Like that's a thing that the U.S. will do at all times, I think. But bigger picture, we normally don't go anywhere unless there's something in it for us.
Yeah, and also not just us going over there and helping them. It's the awareness that I'm really mad about, like the media attention. Like I've been hearing recent stories, like just now I've been really hearing about them. I haven't been hearing about them since '09 or earlier or whenever they first began.
All we hear about is terrorist groups in the Middle East.
Yeah. Have you heard about them before I told you about them today?
I mean, it's a term I've heard, Boko Haram, but it's not like the media is giving us information.
Yeah, you didn't know it was an actual full group.
Yeah.
I saw a Vice thing on it one time.
That's something you have to go out of your way to look it up.
Yeah.
But we kind of should be doing that anyway, but it would help if our media
I also
could give
saw
us
a
some
quick
information
article
on this.
about is the media going easy on Boko Haram? And I'm like,
The media is just garbage.
why? Are you guys you're attacking
No,
yourselves for going
they're
easy
trash.
on them? Okay, I don't understand.
Shots fired at Fox News,
Come at me,
CNN, all you
Fox, exactly. Come fuck
executive
with
fat
it.
cats.
Don't actually. I'm not prepared to pay anyone any kind
You
of
won't
money.
Don't
anything.
wiretap us.
I mean,
I dare you.
yeah, they're not gonna wiretap us.
You don't know that though.
But throw like a brick or something. I don't know, like through my window, like,
If
hey,
you throw a brick at me, CNN, I'll
Stop.
sue you. I will sue you
Anderson Cooper, we're coming for you.
into a grave.
Why are you
With
coming
your
for
nice
Anderson
haircut.
Cooper?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's apparently a very cool dude.
Yeah.
This is the nicest person on that show, right?
Yeah.
We're coming for you,
But
Don Lemon.
they put the face of
Don
a likable dude right in front of it. So
Why
it's
do
like,
people?
Wolf Blitzer.
Wolf
Wolf Blitzer.
More and more
Should
people
hold
are
ass.
disliking Don Lemon. Like when he first came,
Because
like,
he's such a
he used to
fucking-
be pretty cool, but then he was like, whoa, okay. But let's get back on track.
He
All right.
was, and then he just like went off the rails. Yeah.
Yeah, so for our last topic, Goldman Sachs recently released a statement. What they said was that they may be forced to fundamentally question how capitalism is working. And basically why they're doing that is that, well, let me tell you who they are for a second. Goldman Sachs is an American multinational investment banking firm. They engage in market making and private equity deals. They're also a primary dealer in the United States Treasury security market. So when the 2008 economic crisis hit, they kind of got hit hard. So our government bailed them out. Basically, they are an insane powerhouse and they have the power to influence the world economy. And so what they notice is that our corporate profit margins have been high for a long time. For example, with Comcast, they make a certain amount of money for the services they provide you, but they're kind of cutting out any other competition from entering. So their profits are staying high, and what is supposed to happen is they're supposed to come down, or we're supposed to have competitors come and give us more competition, more options. So, and that's not happening. And basically, Goldman Sachs is questioning how long our economy can survive on what is going on right now.
So basically, somewhat of a monopoly.
Right. There's too many corporations like that who they don't have actual monopolies on paper, but that's really what's going on because like they get politicians. They can, if they have enough money to donate to politicians who can say, "Oh, this is okay. We're not going to go after this."
Exactly.
And
consolidating like economic power and turning it into political power, that's the most terrifying thing, especially if you live in a capitalist society.
right.
Because like that's all money is like, hey, here's the means to do what you want to do. So if they have all of the money, if like 90% of the wealth is shared among 10% of the people.
Yeah, some numbers like that ridiculous. But this is like, it makes you have to look at this and say, how is capitalism working? Because what are we supposed to do in this situation where all of the money is in 12 people's pockets and the rest of the world is struggling? You can say whatever you want about how you feel about capitalism, but what we're doing as capitalism is clearly not working.
Oh no, definitely. There needs to be some major changes as far as just like respecting the people who, you know, aren't necessarily gonna be buying everything, but are definitely sustaining society. Like the low-paying jobs are the jobs that maintain the infrastructure of the U.S. So I don't know what they think is gonna happen when like those people can't eat and they don't maintain your stuff.
Everything is gonna collapse
Exactly.
all the way back to the bottom.
And then the rich are gonna like what? Do it themselves?
Well, a lot of the rich will not be rich enough
Yeah.
when it collapses. Then there will obviously be super, super rich people, and there will be majority will be broke. But it's just like what do you? I just have a question. What do you guys think is the best economic like model? Do you think it's a mixture of both capitalism and socialism?
I think it's a mixture of those two, and then probably other economic systems, because on paper any one is going to sound good, but there's no ideal situation where any one.
So
But
there's
out of
like
those two, if we have like 100% that way, 100% that way, where do you think is when they meet is the best? Is it like this?
Well, I personally think like with how we do capitalism, one of the biggest issues is that the government bails out these companies when they should be failing and they're not. So it kind of like creates an imbalance where
the only
we are
reason that they
suffering
like
more from it.
yeah, and the only reason that they
'Cause
bail
isn't
them out
the
is because they
system
have it
supposed to-
written into law that they have to be protected.
Right.
Which is not, if you're not useful to society, if you've been borrowing money and you haven't been paying it back, and the people that you're borrowing this money, or like the people who are coming to you to buy things aren't being able to like pay their, you know, stuff back, and you're still asking them for more money. What are you doing? You're literally creating paradoxes. Like you can't ask people for money that they don't have. Like if eventually that's going to come to like.
But I believe was it GM? They got bailed out, and then they're doing great stuff right now. Like they're doing really well.
And then that's the other side of it. When should they, like, when is
Sometimes it
it
works.
beneficial for the government to bail out something that
that we need.
that actually does help the economy
Because
out?
we need America to make cars.
Right. We need some kind of industrial
Yeah.
activity going on.
And we definitely have like we don't have the manpower. We have like the robot power. We gotta like have people to like maintain the machines that make these cars super fast. America's still really like, you're definitely right. Like the GM bailout worked well, like really well. And the thing about it though is
Hopefully GM. I'm pretty
I
sure
think
it
I'm pretty
was.
sure it is.
Yeah.
just be confident.
Pretty sure.
So anyways, but yeah, that is great for our economy. At the same token, it would be better for our economy if it also like had more people doing the job, like not high skill but low. They don't have to go to college for a long time.
Right.
Like you don't have to be like if you're a mechanic, you be in college for like you're going.
You're talking about trades.
Yeah, and they're getting rid of mechanics. They're having machines do things, which is problematic. You still need like to employ people who are technically skilled, and you can like, attain that level without a lot of schooling and a lot of debt. Those people are essential.
But we have people like the business owners. The main issue is that they don't want to pay these people.
Sometimes I think they think about short-term profit versus long-term profit in the wrong way.
They see what all the money I'm gonna get in the next 3 years. They're not thinking of what the effects of what I'm doing is gonna do 10 years.
And like the quality might suffer. The sustainability might be better if you just kept them. Like, maybe you wouldn't have so many lawsuits or something like that.
Alright guys, that has been episode 2 of our Tally Squad, Trill Squad podcast. Hope you enjoyed listening and maybe learned something. Dream Defenders signing off.
There you go.